Hi friends, it's Amanda. Welcome back for more Pebbles inspiration. Joining you today for a really sweet Jen Hadfield Patio Party layout and that very silly selfie, which I'm going to scrap with you today, and just a process video today. So no tutorial, just a whole bunch of fun of how my page comes together. And I've got a gorgeous sheet of white cardstock and I'm trimming it down to 11 by 11, and then off camera I've just gone and stitched sewn around the edges about 1/4 of an inch in from the very edge there. And the reason I've done this off camera is because my sewing machine's not very happy at the moment. It needs a new needle and I didn't think it would get through 2 sheets of paper. So I've got that gorgeous pattern paper beneath, and that is the Backyard Blooms pattern paper from this collection. And I've glued my stitched cardstock over the top, so it still looks stitched completely, but of course I cheated because I don't want to lose the needle off my machine quite yet. And it's just because I'm really rough on it, so I probably need to look after it a bit better. And I've gone and found that same Backyard Blooms print in the 6x6 paper stack, and I'm mounting my photo onto that as well. So just a little bit of that repeat patterning coming through, so bringing some unity into my design because it's going to be quite a busy page with lots of colour. So just to have some unity and bring it all together like so. And as you can see by where I've positioned my photo, I'm going to work on the bottom part of my page. And with such a busy pattern paper, I decided against using any other prints, and I'm just going to build up the rest of my page with all these fabulous embellishments. So there's some cardstock die cut shapes, some dimensional bloom stickers, there's gorgeous wood stickers, ephemera, the 6x12 accent stickers. There's lots of gorgeous pieces. There's some puffy stickers. So just playing around with all those gorgeous things that came with the beautiful Patio Party collection. Very, very sweet. So you can see by the silly selfie that we've got one of those fantastic filters that adds flowers and butterflies and I think cat faces. So drawing on those colours in that as well, so not just the florals but that really big pop of yellow and pink, which is quite fun. And of course it is a boy page though, if that makes sense. It's not, it's for my album but it's of my boy. So just to balance all that bright colour and the white, I'm adding in those wood grain stickers because they really do add a little bit of masculinity to the page and just some balance, and that's really important. And the same with all the green fronds that you can see, that beautiful foliage stickers and die cuts. I'd like to trim the edge of all that floral just to again cut through it all because it can get a bit busy. So tucking in a little butterfly there into my photo, and I want to mount my photo, and because it's such a big space and I don't want it to collapse, using a full sheet of foam for that. You'll notice I have cut off the corner, but that's of course because I'm planning on tucking that wood grain sticker beneath and I didn't want to be short of space. So there we go, look at that. That works perfectly. So it did say life is good on the patio, but I'm not on the patio in this photo and it just didn't apply, but life is definitely good. So just using that feature there, and look at that, life is good, best day ever, really fun day, really fun photo. And yeah, I think that's starting to work for me a little bit. So building up in those clusters and layers of florals, and yeah, just a bit of fun really. And sometimes not all my pages are that well planned out. Like this one was just I just wanted to scrap this photo and have some fun, so I didn't really think about it. Whereas other times if I've got a set product to use or a technique I'd like to show you, then I'll really think about it first. But this was just one of those just get in there and enjoy it kind of pages. So yeah, having a bit of fun with that. I loved when I inserted that dimensional floral onto that wood grain sticker over there. So going to keep them together. And I do like that trimmed around my photo. So you've got lots of that, I know, drawing in on that boxiness of the photo and the frames, stickers, and just cutting through again all those beautiful rounded blooms. So keeping some shape and form in my page. And yeah, just really just fiddling around with different pieces. And I do like those dimensional blooms. They're lovely because they add that extra layer as well. So lots of points of interest, and as I said, lots of tucking in and playing and just having fun. And it's starting to get a little bit busy, so you can see why I introduced the extra leaves as well, to just balance all that colour. On we go. And yeah, now that I'm happy with things, going to just add a little bit more tape and things to stick things down, because I don't ever sort of seal things off until I'm really sure of how they're going to evolve. So yeah, just going to support them a little bit more with some more tape now. And of course that is a foam tape because I want that dimension. Otherwise it's too much flat floral, and I think you need those levels of interest with so much busyness on the page. And yeah, that's looking good. Here comes some more leaves. As I said, just tucking out, so really cut into that white space as much as create a different shape and form within the design and these points of interest. There we go. And the gorgeous colours in this one, aren't they? I loved Patio Party. It was one of my favourite releases for 2018, so I can't wait to see the new collections that Pebbles are releasing in the next month. So 3 new ones, so very exciting. And deciding if I'm going to pop that butterfly on that frond there, but I decide against it. I like the white space being filled. So, and a little bit more dimension here, another foam sticker. And oh, I couldn't decide on this one. I think I liked it there, but I didn't like it there, so here we go. It's going to go in there. Perfect. And time to add a little sentiment or two, and this fantastic cut apart paper has so many different little details on it, and I couldn't resist using it. So I've gone and, the paper is called From Me to You, and I've gone and snipped out a couple that I liked. That blue was really pretty, it said Happy Days and I loved it, but when I saw the black, look at that, that looks great, doesn't it? So it popped, it added, you know, it drew on the black cap that my son's wearing in the photo, and it sort of cut through all that bright colour again. And that one says remember this moment, and of course that's perfect for remembering this happy day. And yeah, so I've trimmed it down just a tiny bit. You'll see me cutting the edges off just so it will sit tucked in and under my photo and not overhang either, because that's really important to me. And I love that it does, of course, even though it's black, have that gorgeous little floral bloom on the edge, so it really sort of, it just works, doesn't it? Like everything just coordinates perfectly, and that's what I like. I like things well coordinated, and yeah, so that's that picture. And those papers, by the way, are fantastic, the cut apart ones, because I end up, I cut up all the pieces and then I pop them in my ephemera pack as well, and I tend to use them more that way. So on goes those butterflies, and if you know me, I like wings popped up. I like that little bit of dimension, so added that in. And speaking of dimension, just going to add in these gorgeous little puffy stickers now. That bee is too cute. I absolutely adore that little bumblebee and had to feature it. Very, very sweet. And just adding a few more of those foliage leaves as well. Really important to add those points of interest. And starting to think about what will work for me for a title as well. And I think I looked at hello, but that wasn't really for me. But smile worked perfectly, because we are smile, take a selfie. So yeah, on we go. Perfect. And at this point I thought I was finished, and I didn't like so much of the white space, so I decided to come in with just a smidge of watercolour and just very lightly painting around. And of course it's easy to paint around when you've raised things, so because my photo and those pieces are all on foam tape, it looks like I'm painting very close to the edge, but really, you know, I've got that extra sort of room to work with, so it made it easy to come in and add paint. And then just dotting in a few splatters as well. And at this point I thought I was pretty much finished until I took a look from a stepped back view, And I realised, oh my goodness, look at that space there. It's like I've got a triangle that I've chopped off and it looks dreadful and I can't handle it. So I'm just going to come in and add just a little bit more to my page, because I didn't realise just how bad that looked. And, you know, and sometimes it's really hard when you work with the camera, because I know it's that different perspective sometimes that alters your view as well. So yeah, stepping away from your work is just as important sometimes, isn't it? So you get that other view. So I've come in with one of those fantastic 6x12 stickers there, and one that has a lot of foliage again. So we're just filling up with a bit more of that green and sort of creating that trim along the line. And looking at just filling that last little gap, and I sort of toss and turn between whether I use this puffy sticker or not, but I think I decided against it in the end, yeah. And probably going to look at some dimensional stickers instead, I think. Yeah, look at that. And that pop of blue, that's perfect. There we go. So just a different point of interest, and I love that it creeps off the page. But of course now I've got paintwork that isn't complete, so I'll come back in again with my brush, and along we go, just along that edge, just with a little bit of colour, just breaking up that little bit of white space that's too white, and just darkening, adding some depth to the colour. And then I'll add some splatters as well. Here we go, look at that. Just a little bit where it needs it, because sometimes white space can be too white, and especially with so much colour here, it's good to have that little bit of interest and balance. And there we go. Perfect. And that's pretty much my page complete now. So I'll have some close-ups coming for you. If you've got any questions or comments about my layout, please don't hesitate to pop them in the comment section below. I hope you've had a lot of fun watching my process video today. I've certainly loved creating this lovely sweet page. And if you haven't done it already, please hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Happy Arty days. Bye.